now as we go forward. But I would like to show you the deck and play with it a little bit. Would you guys like to do that? I'll pull a couple of cards and we'll just talk about Moonrise Cottage and the new journey that's coming forward, because a lot of you folks are coming here, apparently. Tanya, you're saying, oh yeah, I'm just reading your message. Well, Tanya, you know what? I started doing the live stream today, and my streaming software got all mucked up. Something happened. Mercury's in retrograde, right, for a couple days now, and oh my God. So I had to stop the stream, and then eventually what I had to do was I had to literally unload that. So I had to delete that software from my computer, upload a new version, figure out how to work that, and then I was able to figure out why nobody was able to see me. So I fixed it. I'm not sure how I did it, but again, you know, I look at these things as there's a little bit of message in there as well, right? Time for the old to go so that the new vision and the new way of being present and being able to be seen, which is the lesson that is happening for me. Time for me to step out and own pieces of myself publicly that I have been hiding for many, many years because I just wasn't ready. So, yeah, sleep is the fundamental of healing. So, yeah, Tani, yeah, of course, right? So anyway, so I shuffled the deck, and I thought, we'll take it out. Spirit says we'll take it out for a ride today. So I shuffled the deck, and I split the deck to get ready to, hang on, I want to make sure that I'm doing this in the viewfinder. There we go. To get ready to, Spirit's calling this deck a Cadillac. This is a powerful deck, like the one I've been using. So we're coming into a new time. It's time for me to have some new decks because some things are changing, right? So I shuffled a little bit, and then I got ready to split the deck, and here's what's in the middle of the split. Can you guys see that? Isn't the artwork beautiful? So I thought, yeah, there you go. That's the Aries side of my nature, right there. So let's shuffle and pull some cards, okay? What I'm trying to decide, okay, I'm getting a little nod from Spirit. I'm trying to decide if, I know what Spirit wants to talk about when it comes to love relationships. I'm going to do a little bit of the traditional stuff, even though there's a part of me that just, I don't know. I don't want to go that way, but I will. Because I think that people are going to need it. Okay, I'm getting a big nod from my spirit guides. People are really going to need it in a way that is new and different. So we'll see how it evolves. I'm going to let it evolve on its own. So I'm going to be very self-indulgent, and I'm going to pull a couple of cards about Moonrise Cottage and what's meant to come forward here now that I'm willing to talk about some of the things that I've been holding secret for a long time, for lots of reasons. Okay, so there's some chatter coming through. Part of it is that, you know, I didn't used to tell people, things would just happen, and journeys would happen, and I just would go along, and my spirit guides would ask me, and sometimes the spirit guides of the people that I was journeying with would be communicating with me and say, hey, can you just, you know, could you do this? This is what needs to happen. This is the energy that person needs. Can you channel some of that for us? And I can, so I would do that. And I think it's just time for that to be really out in the open, partly because we're going to be so receptive to that going forward. All of us, Spirit says. Our awareness of stepping through... Okay, stepping into the energy stream that is coming through the circuit of the tapestry. If you've been following along, you understand what that means because of the way my spirit guides talk. Okay. There you go. Love it. Okay. So, interestingly enough, the sorcerer in this deck is about the dark side, the shadow side, and about releasing what is meant to be released, kind of like that love story that I was talking about with my ex-husband, and, you know, and the spirit wounding that happened here. on the 11th, when that person was aligned with that type of energy inside themselves. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. You know, obviously it's, okay, here you go. There's the next split. Do you see what I'm talking about? So, you know, the crow energy, deep within me, I think my whole entire life I had to grow into it because it's really intense to be able to do that kind of astral travel and to shake the rattle and be the conduit and bring the energy forward. So, you know, I've been worried. I've been kind of stressing, I have to say, about, you know, how do I say these things about myself? How do I announce it? What am I? So I'm hoping in a very, there you go. So Spirit's not letting me off the hook. Okay, you know, it's one of the things that's true about me. And I do my best. Okay. Spirit wants me to talk about crow medicine. All right, so, you know, in the Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck. Okay, I'm supposed to tell the story. So, for those of you who haven't seen it, in one of my live streams, I talked about when I, oh my God. Okay. And look, you know, a sacred place to go and release things. So clearly that's the mission of this place. It's been coming on for 18 years, and it's time. It's just time. So I have to be brave, and I have to, I'm just going to show you all the splits. I have to be willing to step out. And I think we all do. It's time to declare ourselves and the things that we know and the things that we feel. So, wow. There you go. Look at that. It's always backwards. I still, you know, it's been 2 years. I still haven't mastered this piece of it. What the heck? So we have the circle, which I think is talking about, Spirit's talking about the tapestry. Okay, all right. So you know what? This new version of the software, there's a delay. That's a little challenging. But there we go. That's the tapestry. And it is the circle of souls that are meant to come here to experience each other and to experience yourself in this way of, you know, what a sweat lodge is for, right? Going into a portal for a purpose with yourself and with your soul. And Spirit's been telling me, do these, have these visits set up that it's aligned with the new moon and the full moon, and then there are going to be obviously some dates in which we'll have some special group. Okay, Spirit's calling them meetings. Okay, like when Tani and Wally came here to literally, because they were meant, and I believe this 100% because of what happened here over that weekend, they were meant to come here and help me and be with me because of their energy set points in order to activate and open the portal here and prepare it for people to come and help prepare me because I've been feeling a little Spirit saying what would happen is I would sink into the Virgo part of my nature and go, oh, I don't know, I talk about myself that way, and I'm just kind of over it now. So that I love. There's Spirit talking about the cycles of the moon. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Spirit saying, hang on a second. Okay. Of course, like the Celtic Wisdom Tarot card, these cards have their own preset meaning. And I'm going to use them in a dual way. I'm going to learn the cards, but I'm mostly going to use them to channel for my spirit guides, to give them a way to get the messages out, okay? So Spirit wanted me to talk about the crow medicine. So on the day when I decided that I was going to engage with this energy in a very active way and begin the process of, Spirit's calling it unleashing myself. As some of you know who saw the live stream I did about that, a shaman came in the form of a dowser. And the crow medicine started, and a crow followed me 7 or 8 miles from the center of town all the way out here. And I didn't know, but the shaman was driving behind me and he saw it. So he knew there was something going on, and a whole 3-day ceremony happened. And then when we were standing here in the circle of the place where I had picked for the house, there's a giant flock of crows that lived nearby, and they came and sat in a circle in the treetops around me while I was having my spirit saying it was my first initiation ceremony. So the crow medicine, shamanism, is something that's been traveling with me. I believe it's what I came in with. Like the shaman who was just here, also somebody who's a member of the bird clan people of shamans. And it is about being able to go back and forth to the mystical realm and, in a sense, being here in this reality, carrying that medicine, carrying that energy, and so sort of being a little bit one foot in each place all the time, and that is truly how I feel much of the time. So when that happened, and I then had a very long 24-hour initiation, public initiation ceremony. The symbols that came to me were the runes, and I didn't even know in those days. And I don't know if you can see it on this mask, and you've seen them on my house. Okay, so that's, do you see that? Okay, that's the symbol of the warrior, right? And if I can turn that, there's that. It's on each side. And then, oops, all right, pardon me, it's new software. So these are the symbols that came through. I didn't even know what they were. And they are now carved into the outside of my house. When the house started being built, I just knew they had to be there because I knew this place was going to be a portal of some kind. I didn't totally understand it. So those things transpired. I had those ceremonies, these mystical things. The minute I said yes, and that's part of the message. The moment I said yes, I did my own private ceremony, and I said, okay, I don't understand it, and I'm really scared, so help me. Because I'm just a white lady, right? I'm just a middle-class white lady. I don't know why this is happening. But okay, I've been traveling with this energy my whole life. I've been having all these experiences, so whatever it is you want me to do, my answer is yes. Just help me because I'm really scared. Because I don't know anybody else who has these experiences. I don't know what to do with this. Quite honestly, I can feel the intention that's embedded in it. A couple days later, after I had my initiation ceremony and the symbols came, I think I was looking, I started actively looking to figure out what those symbols meant. And I was driving down the road, and I had bought a truck because I was going to be building and I was going to be doing a lot of the work. And I thought, well, you got to get rid of your car. You need a truck. So I was driving down the road in my truck, and there was a raven in the road, like they often do. You know, you see crows and ravens, and they're picking at the carrion. That's why the Queen of Battle is aligned with that notion, you know, from the Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck. And it got hit by a car and killed. And I immediately turned around, drove home, and got a shovel, and came back, and I picked that bird up and put it in the back of my truck. And I went home, and I went into the woods, and I had a really sacred ceremony, and I literally dismembered it myself, and I took the wings off, and I took the beak off, and I took the claws off, and burned what was not going to be needed, and gave thanks for that, and I put it on the mask that I had made during those ceremonies and painted it black and put the symbols on it. And I think the intuitive part of me knew. And all right, Spirit's talking to me telling me to, for those of you that don't know, hang on. This is the other tarot deck that I got. It's really intense. If you don't know anything about this deck, check it out. It's going to take me a minute, I think. Because this is really ancient. It's based on the ancient Egyptian types of knowing. It's awesome. All right, so Spirit wants me to read to you from this book. I don't know why you want me to talk about this, but okay, I need my glasses back. All right, page 103. So this rune is, I'll show you with the book. Can you see that? Earth? Nope, going the wrong way again. All right, there's something different about this software now in terms of the camera angle. There you go. That's Perth. And it is about hidden matters. And, oh my gosh. I'm going to have to relearn this all over again. I had just mastered the other one. I don't know why we can't see it. There we go. It's about initiation and things that are hidden in secret matters. So I believe that things unfolded the way they did because the purpose of this place and the purpose of my energy is to help reveal the secret matters that are needing to be revealed and the healing that needs to happen, and to be a guide and to be someone who accompanies with a certain type of energy that flows through me for you that I can transmit to you. And the fact that we are in this moment of the 18-year cycle, the karmic return, and all this is being revealed, and I'm ready to step out and say, okay, here I am. I've been put here for you. That's what I understand about it. And it feels really wonderful. I get all choked up because the energy, it's what we would call love energy that streams through me. That's how I identify it. It's much deeper than that, Spirit says. We're going to talk about that in 2019. Okay. So this is a hierarchy or a mystery rune. And it is pointing to that which is beyond our frail human manipulative powers. Perth is on the side of heaven, the unknowable. Okay, Spirit's telling me. All right, the reading has kind of assembled itself through the cards, so I'm just going to hold it up, okay? So this has to do, I think, with Perth and the fact that it's part of what brought this place forward. Is that I was willing to say yes and be the initiate and step into the mystery even though I had no idea and 10,000 doubts. Okay. So it is associated with the Phoenix, Ingrid. That's what Spirit's been talking with me about. I'm going to say a few words about this stuff and then I'm going to end for the day because I hadn't planned to go really long. And of course I am because I'm a chatty Cathy. So there we go. Okay, so the Phoenix consumes itself in fire and then rises from its own ashes. Its ways are secret and hidden. And I don't know that that's a picture of the Phoenix, but this is about, Spirit says it's my story. It's the story of Moonrise Cottage, right? The Earth Keeper. So powerful forces of change are at work. What is achieved is not easily or readily shared. And so that's been part of the reason I've been hesitating, I think, because I've always felt like, well, what do I say? If I have anything to say about this experience that I've been having and the way that Spirit has been causing me to be existing and to develop, it's this. That's what I experience, right? When it comes to myself. And Spirit's talking about our ability as a collective now coming through the tapestry activation to experience this all together and to experience our group energy in a new way. So, so this stands at the heart, this rune stands at the heart of initiation. Nothing external matters except as it shows you your inner reflection. So Spirit just wanted me to read a little bit of that passage. And talk a little bit about Moonrise Cottage. Okay? So I'm just going to go forward using the old pattern. I think a new one is going to emerge, but that's the message from the spirit guides. Okay, the Earth Keeper. And then the card that indicates this place and my presence here as it relates to being available to you is this, the Andean Cross. Okay. The next card out, I'm just going to do 4. Okay. Next card out is this, the lower world. The secret realm, obviously, the crow medicine realm, the mystical realm. This is what Spirit's talking about. And then the last one is this, the ancient ones, which is the feeling that one of the things that I knew on the day that I was here and the shaman showed up was this place is really ancient. There's something about ancient energy and ancient spirit beings and spirit guides, etc., that come through this place, and it wanted to be activated. And I knew the feeling that I had was that there was something that used to happen here a long, 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 long time ago. And it was time for that to rise back up to the surface. And it was going to happen through some human intervention. And that was my karma. 18 years ago, right? So here I am. And here's the outcome card. Okay. Spirit's talking about shaking the tree, shaking up the energy and activating it. And then on the bottom of the deck, once again, interesting, we got this again, and then this. So that, Spirit says, that's sufficient in terms of the story of Moonrise Cottage. And the only thing I don't like about this new deck, hang on a second, let me see if I can find the book. The book is very disappointing. I think Spirit's saying it's one of the reasons that I was pointed in this direction. Because the book is just, I find it to be a little bit, first of all, you don't get the full color. Illustrations are not in the book like they are in the Celtic Wisdom. My gosh. And it's, as you can tell, I'm having a hard time opening it. All right. Come on. Goodness gracious. All right. Hang on. What did I do with it? I got this table. Here it is. Okay. So I'm just going to flip open and just show you so you'll know in case you're thinking about getting it. See that? Isn't that sad? I want to see the paintings. Darn it all. Okay, so each one of these cards has a number on it. Okay, and then you have to flip through the book to find it and read it. And there's just things about this book that I don't like. That's one of them. I don't like the way it's arranged. But I love the cards. And I want to thank the spirits that brought this forward and the collaboration that came together in order to bring these cards forward. It's fabulous. I love it. It's a really powerful deck. So the spirit guide message is card number 18. It's the Earth Keeper. So let me, I'm just going to flip to that page. It's one of the reasons I think I don't like it is it's not very straightforward. It's a little bit cumbersome. Let's see. I don't know how they did this, but one of the things I do like about this book is that, so this card is number 18, and the, 18 again. Interesting. And it's on page 36. So somehow magically they figured out how to do this so that the numbers double. There's some numerology built into this deck. I think it's part of what makes it powerful. Okay, so the Earth Keeper. You have outgrown your small dream of success and achievement, and you are ready to dream big, with possibilities beyond your wildest expectations, and that's certainly what I've been experiencing. So take on the mantle of the Earth Keeper and reach out to a friend in need, with whom you may not have been in touch for some time. Grow the sacred dream, and your personal life will flourish. Remember, it's not about me any longer. So I like that. That's the spirit theme of the message. And then the next card that came out was Andean Cross. So let's see if I can find this. It's number 2. Okay. Andean Cross. Like it. And it should be, if the book follows along the way, I think it should be on page 4. And yes, it is. Okay, the Andean Cross represents the cosmology of the shaman. It depicts the 4 cardinal directions. Let me see if I can hold this up. The upper and the lower worlds, and the steps to reach these realms. The hole in the center is a gateway to interdimensional travel, the proverbial eye of the needle that we can all go through to experience higher states of awareness and wisdom and to break free of linear time. And you know what? Actually, I was just talking about linear time. So it's late and I've been talking a lot, so maybe that's It's another live stream. I'm not going to talk about it today. So the Indian cross announces the start to a great journey. It's time to raise your gaze from the mundane, day to day, to that which until now has seemed beyond your grasp. So we're all going, you know, and it's why I've been activated. It's why Spirit pushed me into YouTube, because I would have been content to hide here in my little house forever, all by myself, just waiting for strangers to show up at the door, which was kind of how I was doing it. And my spirit guides are like, no, not anymore. You got to buck up, Buck. Time for you to step up. So I believe really it's happening for all of us, because we are moving we're moving across into different realms, and that's what the 4D and the 5D and the twin flame and the epic love stories and the soulmates. We're all finding past, Spirit saying past lovers. That's interesting. Maybe that's why Spirit wants me to do love readings. I'll figure it out. I haven't yet. I'm just waiting. So I was sort of, the Aries part of me was eager to go forward because Spirit gave me a job to do, but I think I'm just going to take this time of retrograde to bless myself with oh, they're saying yes. Okay. So after the 5th of December, that will go forward. Okay. We'll just wait until the retrograde is over and use it for our own purposes. Okay. It's time to allow new wisdom to guide you and stop trying to make sense of it all. Oh, absolutely. There you go. That's me. Before you respond with a resounding yes. So that's me for sure, and maybe reflective of all of us. So the next card is 31. It's called Lower World. There it is. The lower world holds the hidden treasures of humanity. It is a place of rich and fruitful darkness, where we can find the disowned parts of ourselves and the abandoned aspects of our psyches. The lower world is the place of our ancestors, where we discover the gifts and lessons from the past. It is the realm of collective unconscious. It is here that we can meet our demons and transform them into pure energy. It is time to unearth your hidden treasures. Do not make yourself small in order for others to like or accept you. Bring out the gems and the precious stones that you've kept inside your heart, hidden even from yourself. It is time to honor your past and recast your life as a heroic quest. Because, and I hope you all know this, it absolutely is. I mean, I've been able to sort of see my life that way. I didn't for many years. And I think this thing that I was talking about, this Venus retrograde, where I got to recast and reframe everything that had happened that brought me to this place and the human being that I was connected with karmically, and come to love and accept that person in a way I never have, ever. And the healing that came from that. So I hope you're all having similar types of journeys, okay? So you will be offered all the gifts of your ancestors. Their struggles, the way they hurt, the way they lived, and the way they died. And all of these things will become blessings. So that's really beautiful. And then the next card is the Ancient Ones. God, it's kind of freaky, guys, because there is a delay now with this new software. When I had to delete it and re-upload, I chose to do the most recent one. So it's a little different. So there we are, the Ancient Ones. Okay, that's the first card in the deck. Theoretically, should be on page 2. I like that they figured this out numerologically. Yes, indeed. They did. Okay, so the Ancient Ones. The Ancient Ones are the shamans of old, who defeated death and escaped from the tyranny of time. The Ancient Ones walked the earth like us in flesh and bone, and now they reside in infinity and can counsel us after we say yes to our calling. They are available to help us attain our full realization. The Ancient Ones are inviting you to reach to the future, to help birth a new destiny for the earth. Okay, I'm getting all choked up. Go ahead, find out who you are becoming 10,000 years from now. Really, when I get choked up, it's because the energy streams into me from the spirit world, and it always activates my heart chakra, and then it rises through the chakra. What happens is I have a little kundalini thing that happens. It starts in my heart chakra and rises through the throat and up. And part of that for me is always I get choked up and tears well up in my eyes because it's such intense energy. If you accept this invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew, because you have unlimited spiritual resources available in these moments. Okay? And the outcome card is the rattle. Beautiful. Page 43. Hang on a second. Okay. The rattle is the spirit caller, carrying the shaman's prayer to the 4 directions. The body of the rattle is like the earth spinning on its axis. With the aid of the rattle, the medicine woman instills in a desired destiny her future. Closing with the prayer, Great Spirit, may your will be done. The rattle guides us to pray for all the earth, not just for our own personal needs. When we offer these prayers for the highest good of all, everything we need is provided for us. The rattle comes to invite you to work with the tools of spirit, but be careful, they are very sharp and can hurt you and others if they are not used mindfully. It is time to set your old tools aside and take up the drawing instruments of spirit. You are consciously stepping into partnership with the divine. This is a time for courageous deeds. Do not let your hesitation get in the way of your expression. So there you go. That's my reading for me in my sort of stepping out journey, and for Moonrise Cottage. I'm in my viewfinder, so I'm gonna toggle back to the chat. Let me see. I just read your question, India. Oh, a Thunderbird. I saw that. Isn't that amazing? And there's some other things that came out through this reading. Yeah, so I've been really quiet. Thank you for being patient with me. As you know, I didn't really post anything in October. I really allowed myself to be pulled into the deep because I knew it was time, and my spirit guides have been pushing me. So I think this message was for all of us. Clearly, it's responding to the decisions that I'm making, having been released from things in the past that were holding me back, and from my fear of being who I am. And it doesn't, Spirit saying, we sort of have to get over it now. And I think that whoever I was in a past lifetime, I've seen some of them, and I've had visions about some of it. And I've been traveling back and forth to the mystical realm, I think, many times in terms of incarnations. And so I've picked up a lot of stuff, and I'm just here, and I showed up the way I showed up for whatever reasons. Maybe by the end of my life, I'll understand that. It seems a little odd to me. But part of it, I think, is to force us into this type of introspection and to be able to accept ourselves and our true identity. And the person that came here last weekend, was it last weekend? I think. And that thing about linear time, oh, it's a challenge for me because it really, on many levels, it doesn't exist. I don't know what day it is. I only know what time it is because of what the sky looks like. Things like that. And I don't care about it because I know that things happen when they're meant to. And I do my best to ride the wave of that energy so that I can fulfill whatever my mission is. Having stepped into my purpose, my energy, and being willing to come out of the closet and say, don't know why I'm here as a middle-class white lady showing up with all the shamanistic stuff, but here I am. So I love you. There's so much love. My wish for everybody is that you could feel and see what I feel and see, and that alone would change the world. So I'm inviting you to come and be with me. I just added shamanistic retreats to my website, so do me a favor, would you please go to my website and check it out. In order to come here and have a journey with me, I do ask people to have at least one reading because I need to know you. I need to understand your energy. It's very important before you arrive, Spirit says, for all kinds of reasons. So going forward, I'm going to continue to do my YouTube journey until, Spirit says, until it's time for that to stop. I think there's an end point to that. In the meantime, schedule your reading. Do me a favor, you guys, the like button, apparently there's something magical about that. Spirit says I need to start asking people to hit the like button. All right. So I think it makes the videos wider, get propped up in the algorithm or something. But I'm here and I'm ready, and send me a message through the website. When this finally turns to a video, I'll post all that stuff below the video. Okay. So thank you for your presence, because it is your presence and your energy that helps me to come forward in the way that I've been meant to do. And the love energy that streams between us and the effects of the tapestry, all those things. A lot going on in 2019. So let's see. Oh, live stream. Okay. A little commercial. All right. So